What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you've been keeping well. I'm Bal Bartler, better known as Mr. Whisper, a street, documentary, and multidisciplinary creator based in London. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know I'm not someone who gets particularly excited about every new piece of software or the latest editing trend. I care more about feeling. I care about mood, and I care about whether an image still feels honest after it's been edited. Following on from my previous video, which was dedicated to my first Fujifilm film sim recipe called Reala Night, built for the magic of low-light so you could get that film-inspired cinematic look straight out of your Fujifilm camera. After creating the recipe, I definitely caught what I can only describe as the film stock bug. It pushed me to think deeply about contrast, grain, and how different films respond to light. And I also realized something else. A lot of you loved the look, but couldn't actually use the recipe because you weren't shooting Fujifilm. Or if you did, some of the older cameras didn't offer the same settings required for the recipe. So when DxO reached out to sponsor today's video, which I'm incredibly grateful for, and suggested taking a look at DxO FilmPack 8, it genuinely made sense. It felt like a natural way to introduce the same film-inspired thinking to people who may have felt a bit left out by the Reala Night recipe. Most of my work lives in low light, in the evenings, in moments that don't repeat themselves. And when you shoot like that, post-production isn't about fixing mistakes. It's about protecting the atmosphere you felt when you pressed the shutter. That's why today I want to talk about DxO FilmPack 8. Not as a list of features, not as a quick tutorial, but as a creative tool. I want to explain who it's really for, what it actually does, and why it's slowly but surely earning a place in my workflow. Let's kick off with what it is. DxO FilmPack 8 is a library of scientifically accurate, digitally preserved film renderings that photographers can use to replicate the look of classic film stocks, many of which no longer exist. They say they literally track down the world's last remaining few rolls of classics such as Agfa Scala, Kodak Ektar, and Fujifilm Astia, just as some of them would disappear forever. It holds over 90 authentic film renderings from brands like Ilford, CineStill, Lomography, and many, many more. However, it doesn't just deliver nostalgia, it also offers newer and modern looks. Other software and presets seek to simulate film stocks. By contrast, film stock emulates the true look and feel of these films through scientific processes with experienced technicians performing detailed tests on response curves, grain, and color reproduction. It isn't designed to replace Lightroom or Photoshop, and it isn't trying to be an all-in-one editor. Although if that's what you're looking for, FilmPack 8 sits within a large DxO ecosystem of Photolab 9, Viewpoint 5, Pure Raw 5, and Nik Collection, which you should definitely look into if that's what you need. I'll link it below. FilmPack 8 is a standalone software that's designed to work alongside your existing workflow and focuses on how an image responds tonally, how color behaves, and how highlights, shadows, and grain interact with light. What makes FilmPack different is that it doesn't simply apply a look on top of an image. It recreates the way film behaves at a deeper level. Contrast curves feel natural. Colors separate in a believable way, and highlights roll off gently rather than abruptly. The results are subtle but intentional, and that subtlety is where FilmPack really shines. It's also important to be clear about what FilmPack isn't. It's not a quick fix for weak images, and it's not a one-click solution that magically makes everything cinematic. FilmPack assumes that you already care about composition, light, and timing. If the foundations aren't there, no software can fix that. The only thing that can are my workshops. Links below. This also isn't a tool for people who want their images to look ultra clean and hyper sharp. FilmPack embraces texture and imperfection, and that's very much a creative choice. If that doesn't appeal to you, then it might not fit your style. Which reminds me of what Henri Cartier-Bresson famously said, "Sharpness is a bourgeois concept." FilmPack is for photographers who care more about mood and atmosphere than technical perfection. It suits all genres of photography where emotion plays a big role. It's especially useful if you shoot in challenging light, like evenings or nights, where digital files can sometimes feel harsh and clinical. It's also for photographers who want more consistency in their work. Editing can quickly become overwhelming when every image feels like it needs a different approach. FilmPack encourages you to make a creative decision early by choosing a film stock as your starting point. Once that decision is made, everything else becomes simpler and more focused. For anyone who takes black and white photography seriously, FilmPack is particularly strong. It treats black and white as its own visual language, rather than just color removed. Grain feels organic, tonal transitions feel smooth, and images hold together in a way that feels considered rather than processed. Digital photography has become incredibly capable, but it's also become very unforgiving. Files are sharper, cleaner, and more perfect than ever, which is impressive, but it can also strip away character. I originally chose digital over film due to its clinical, sharp nature. It appealed to my design background, where I predominantly made clean graphics for clients. However, as my photography journey grew, my style has evolved. My eyes are attracted to different interactions, details, and moments. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoy creating sharp photos as it's part of my commercial appeal. But personally, and more recently, I'm drawn to shoot more abstract and with more emotional intent. FilmPack exists as a response to that. It reintroduces texture, restraint, and softness in a controlled and intentional way. This isn't about nostalgia for film, it's about balance. FilmPack allows you to keep the benefits of modern digital cameras while introducing some of those emotional qualities that made film so compelling in the first place. And in this social and digital era, more on trend. Personally, that's the most appealing factor for me. As a photographer from the digital age and someone who, at this moment in time, genuinely has no interest, or patience more like, to get into film photography, but still wants to explore the emotion that film stocks celebrate. This is the perfect interim solution for now. One of the reasons FilmPack works so well is that it fits neatly into a modern workflow. You can do your basic edits in Lightroom or Photolab, then use FilmPack as a final creative layer. You don't have to change how you work. You simply add a finishing step that helps your images feel complete. That's how I use it, and that's where it makes most sense. Let's jump into FilmPack 8 to have a brief look at the interface and editing features. Along the top, we have some very self-explanatory features, which, if you hover over them, you can learn exactly what they are. On the panel to the right is where the magic happens. Under the Presets tab, you can filter the film stocks by various categories based on your style. I collected a few favorites that I'd like to work with on an upcoming passion project. But let's test them out on this photo from one of my London After Dark workshops. It's so easy to quickly flick through and preview how the filter affects your photo. You also get this handy panel popping out on the left with some further insightful info about the film stock. So for this particular photo, I like the way Kodachrome 25 is looking, mainly because this is surprisingly close to what my Lightroom preset looks like. In fact, with a few subtle tweaks under the Customize tab, I'm sure I could achieve almost the exact same color grading. However, when you zoom into them both, that's when you notice that beautiful grain, which is something I've never been able to get right in Lightroom. Whether you're trying to match your digital work alongside your analog images, or simply seeking to find a look and feel for your photographs that taps into the medium's rich history, DxO FilmPack 8 is the perfect solution. I really enjoy finding out what my favorite street photography masters used to shoot with and giving that film stock a go, like Henry Cartier-Bresson and Robert Frank's film stock of choice being Kodak Tri-X, or Saul Leiter's favorite Kodachrome 25 and Kodachrome 64. Another one of my favorite and unique features is called Time Machine, for creative and historical inspiration, allowing you to explore and learn film photography's timeless history. When I first started out on my photography journey, I really enjoyed editing just as much as being out with my camera making photos. It felt almost therapeutic, like painting. However, these days I prefer spending more time out on the streets with my camera than behind a desk editing. And that's where FilmPack can help speed up my post-production process. However, on the downside, it's definitely worth mentioning to non-Fujifilm users that you won't be able to access the native Fujifilm digital simulations like Classic Chrome, Fuji Pro Neg, Reala Ace. Basically, anything that's an in-camera option on Fujifilm systems won't be accessible. DxO FilmPack 8 is for photographers who believe that imperfection can be beautiful, that textures and emotion and that strong images come from deliberate creative decisions. If that sounds like the way you think about photography, then FilmPack isn't just useful, it's meaningful. Thanks for hanging out, and once again to DxO for supporting today's video. If you'd like to give DxO FilmPack a go, I've set up an exclusive discount so you can get 15% off. Simply use code Mr. Whisper at checkout and you can thank me later. I'd love to hear from my analog folks out there what film stock you'd recommend I try out and in what conditions you enjoy using it. Also, a little PSA. I've just released a new London After Dark workshop date happening on March the 19th, 2026. I'll drop a link below so you can learn more or book your spot. If you found today's video useful, hit that like, subscribe and notification bell, which is all I ask in return for making these videos and truly helps support the channel moving forward. And don't forget, you're always more than welcome to come say hi and follow along on Instagram for more frequent and short form content. Thanks for sticking around. Take care, stay curious, and see you in the next one. Mr. Whisper over and out. Peace.